Welcome to today's session. I hope it's going to be one of its own kind, just like the previous ones, which we have covered. And I know conclusively now we have done question number one, which was the Bible and creation and the fall of man. In case of any question in number one, paper one, kindly you can inbox and don't forget to subscribe to know when the next video is dropping so that you can be in good time and at par with the rest. So you just subscribe, like the channel, you will get it frequently. So last time we finished, now we are starting with question number two. Uh, Question number two, just as I told you in the preview of paper one, I said it's coming from two areas. That is faith and God's promises, which is famously known as Abraham, and also another topic, it's New Covenant, which is again called Moses. So we are covering the two characters. That's Abraham and Moses. When you prepare those two characters, you are good to go for that 20 marks in paper one. So to start with question number two in Abraham, learners needs to know the question of describing the background to the call of Abraham. Before the call of Abraham, what was his background? How do you get those easy marks? Number one, you start by saying there, Abraham, his father was called Terah. A mark you have scored there. Abraham was an Amorite. Another mark there. Abraham had two brothers. That is, you should know, Haran and Nahor. When you mention that one there, you get a mark. And again, they lived in Ur. That's another mark there. They worshipped many gods. That's a mark. They practiced pastoralism. That's a mark you get from there. When you mention that one, you get a mark. Abram had a wife called Sarai. That's a mark there. Then again, both of them were childless. That's Abram and Sarai. They were childless. You get a mark. Then again, you said it was here in Ur of Chaldan that Haran died and they migrated to Haran. A mark. In Haran, Terah died. Not to mention the age. Of course, it's 205 years when Terah died there. And Abram was left to be in charge of the family. So up to there, if they bring 7 marks, I think you are good to go to get all those 7 marks. Then again, now that you have known, you know what has happened. Abraham's father has died. Haran was not accommodative. That was the time when Abraham was called. Describe the call of Abraham. You start by saying there, God called Abraham to leave his country, Haran, his father's house, to the land that God could show him. So he was called to leave the land of Haran to the land that God was going to show him there. So God promised Abraham that he could make him of a great nation, place him, make his name great, be the source of blessings, and so many promises which was given there. So Abraham left the land of Haran, and as he had been instructed by God. During this time when he was called, he was 75 years old. He took his wife, Sarai, his nephew, Lot, and all the possessions which they had acquired there, and the servants as they were setting the journey towards the land of Canaan. They passed through the land of Canaan to a place called Shechem, or sometimes you call it the Oak of Moreh. God appeared to Abraham in the land of Canaan, and they promised him to give a land of Canaan and his descendants. Abraham built an altar of God at Shechem. He moved to the mountain to the east of Bethel and built another altar there. Then, the last point, Abraham journeyed towards Negev. In this describing, two crucial things there are known that Abraham demonstrated his faith there, accepting to move to the promised land, building two altars for God. So that's Shechem and Bethel. That is great faith Abraham had in God. Then mention the promises God made to Abraham during his call. When he called, student can be got 6 marks. Mention 6 promises God made to Abraham during his call. One is that he will give him and his descendants a land. I think land was a key issue here. The people of Israel seems to be liking land so much. Then again, he'll make his name great. That's another point. He will place Abraham. He'll make his name great. Abraham will be the source of blessings. He'll bless those who bless him and curse those who curse him. So, giving the land, making him a great nation, blessing Abraham, making his name great, Abraham to be the source of blessings, and then God blessing those who blesses Abraham and curse those who curse him. So, there you are good to go with those 6 marks. Then again, from that call, what are the lessons learned about God from that call? Lessons learned about God. When you get a question asking the lessons learned about God, here God comes the character. Now here we are giving the attributes of God from that call. Outline lessons learned about God from the call. Here we return to look at who is this God. We are describing him. Like now we are saying there, God demands faith or obedience from people. Then he is the provider. I will give you the land. God is the provider or sustainer. God places. I'll place those who place you and curse those who curse you. So God places or curses. God is the protector. He told that to Abraham. He is the controller of the world. God is a spirit or everywhere. He appeared. That means where Abraham was, God was there. He is a spirit or God is everywhere. Sometimes is omnipresent. He is to be worshipped at Shechem, Bethel. He pitched a tent to worship God. So he is to be worshipped. He guides people. He promises. He made promises. He cares for the people. Those are the attributes of God. So that element where students bring in the lessons that Christian learned that no, nothing there now God becomes the character. Then again, you get a question like this one. Outline the lessons Christian learned from the call of Abraham. Now here Christian becomes the character. Christian learned that. That's what should be coming. Outline the lessons Christians learn from the call of Abraham. Christians should obey God. Abraham obeyed. Number 2, they should have practical faith in their lives. Abraham moving from his father's land to the unknown land, that one is a practical faith. They should ask God for blessings from God. Number 4, they should be ready to face challenging situations. They should be ready. Whenever told to go to a place where you have never been there, it's not going to be easy thing there. So they should be ready to face challenging situations as a fact of their faith. You're going to see more coming to Abraham. They should honor God when he rewarded. Abraham honored God by building the altar. They should be prepared to be used by God. That's a Christian there. So those are the lessons Christian learn. Then again, maybe sometimes you may be asking yourself there, then why did God call Abraham? Give reasons why God called Abraham. One is to start the process of salvation, which had been lost from human beings, to start the process of salvation. Remember what we said in God's plan of salvation after he found out that A man had eaten the forbidden fruit in the Garden of Eden, they threw out, and God regretted why he created human beings. But later, God tried to look for the ways of bringing human beings to Him, giving them the clothes, the means to acquire food, the power over the serpent, and etc. But now the element of calling Abram is starting the process of salvation to return human being back to Him because are His own creatures. Maybe He may have thrown them from the Garden of Eden and regretted why He did that on there, but now He's starting the process of salvation. Number two, to be the founder of God's great nation. Then another reason you call Abraham. Number three, God wanted to teach people the meaning of faith. The meaning of faith. Then to separate him from idol worship. That's point number four. To separate Abraham from idol worship. Remember, they were the moon worshippers. Then another reason is to give him the land of Canaan. The land of Canaan is another reason. Number six is to use him as a source of blessings to Israelites. Another reason is to make his name great. Another reason, number eight, to give him a son. Number nine, to protect him. Then to bless him. And then the last one is to make some of his descendants kings. Those are the reasons why God called Abram. Then you you come to faith and you ask a question: what is faith? Faith is a strong belief in something, trusting. When you have strong belief in something or in someone, it's called faith. Ile kuamini kitu zaidi, hiyo ni imani uko nayo. I believe that God will take care of me. That's trust, that's faith that you have in you. What is the importance of faith to Christians' life today? Importance of faith in Christian life. Why should we have faith as Christians? Number one, it enables Christians to overcome temptations. Majaribu ni mingi, but ukiwa na imani will overcome those temptations. Number two, it gives Christians strength and courage in their lives. You know, in life we need to get the strength and courage to face daily challenges. So it gives Christians strength and courage in their lives. Then number three, it inspires Christians to do the will of God. Then number four, it enables Christians to fellowship with one another. You meet in a place and then you fellowship together. Then another one is makes Christians to lead a prayerful life. Prayerful life. You pray knowing that God is going to assist you. Then again, another one, it promotes unity and the oneness among Christians. That unity where you meet together in a church congregation that is promoting unity. Then it enables Christians to preach the word of God because you believe in Him there. You have to have faith. Another reason, it enables them to do wonders and miracles. Ukiwa na imani, you can move the mountains. You can heal the sick. You can make people walk. That one, it enables you to do wonders. Then number one, it leads to the growth and development of the church. Then it makes Christians to live righteous lives. Then again, it enables them to know the truth and the insight about God. Then the last one, it makes Christians have hope for the kingdom of God. Tunakuwa na hope that one day we will be going to heaven. That's hope that you have to the kingdom of God that we were promised there. That is the importance of faith after giving the meaning there. Then we look at a question like outline Abraham's acts of faith in God. Outline Abraham's acts of faith. One, he left his motherland and went to a strange land. Without a question, that is true. Number two, Abraham readily believed all the promises God made to him. Somebody comes, promises, you say, yes, true. Umeamini. Hiyo ni imani. I know nobody can do that one there. Eti umekaa hivi mtu amekupromise, takununulia gari, nyumba, nikuchukue Dubai, nifanye vitu mingi na unaamini. Guy, that to me is faith. Some from zingine ni za uongo lakini kama unaamini, you are alone in that one there. Then again, by faith, Abraham trusted in God's voice. Then another act of faith. By faith, he built two altars for God. That is Bethel and Shechem. Then again, another act, it's where Abraham entered into a covenant relationship with God. Another act of faith, it's where he changed their names from Abram to Abraham and Sarai to Sarah. Then he offered best of his flock as a sacrifice to God. Then he left polytheism to monotheism. They worshipped many gods, but he left that one and started worshipping one God. Then again, he was willing to sacrifice his only son, Isaac. Willing to, faith. I discourage this element where students come and say that he sacrificed his son. Usiwe mtoto wa wenyewe. Abraham didn't do that one. He was willing to do it, but God provided a ram there. So he was ready and willing to sacrifice his son. Then he obeyed God's command of circumcision, where Abraham accepted to be circumcised at the old age. Then again, there is that one you need to go through it, how Abraham demonstrated his faith in God in the instant when he was willing to sacrifice his son. Read in the book of Genesis 22, 1 to 18. That story is well elaborated there. See how they collected the good, how he took the son, the servants. When they almost reached, they left them behind and they went up, and the son was asking, Dad, we have everything there, but we can't have the animal to be sacrificed, and then God will provide. And they went, tied the son, and then at the end of the story, what happened there. Then from that story there, we have the lessons learned about God from the instant Abraham was willing to sacrifice. So from that instant there, what lessons learned about God? From the instant Abraham was willing to sacrifice his God. Maybe you can have the question, give 6 lessons learned about God from the instant Abraham was willing to sacrifice son. 1, God does not accept human sacrifice. He gave a ram. Then 2, God sometimes tests man. So ukipitia majaribu usishtuke, Mungu anakujaribu tu. He tested Abraham, who are you not to be tested? So God sometimes he tests man. Then 3, God wants to preserve human life, for it is precious, sacred. That's true. He wants to preserve human life. Life is sacred. God does not want it to be destroyed. Then number 4, God cannot easily be understood by man. You cannot understand God. How can you? Abraham is too old. Umempatia mtoto, then baadaye that's and we cannot understand God. No, we can't understand God there. Then again, another point there is that God cannot liken to other gods who are greedy for human sacrifice. God cannot be likened to other gods. Other gods will ask for human sacrifice upeane, but Mungu wetu hapana. You can't liken him with other greedy gods who want human sacrifice. Another lesson is that God is loving and merciful. Look at that love there. Provision. Then God is the provider because he provided a lamb for a sacrifice. So those are the lessons learned about God. From that incident, Abraham was willing to sacrifice son. Then again, you ask a question there. State 6 lessons Christian learned from the incident Abraham was willing to sacrifice. From that incident, what lessons Christian learn from the incident Abraham was willing to sacrifice his son? 1, they should obey or honor God. Akikwambia, fanya vile amekwambia. That's a lesson. Abraham did it. Number 2, they should have faith in God. Don't struggle. Then number 3, they should be patient and wait upon God. Never give up. Another reason number 4, they should be prepared to face difficult situations. Like that one of sacrificing son. It needs a lot of preparation. Guy, I didn't see that one coming. Those are the lesson of Christian and that they should be prepared to face difficult situations, or they should persevere. Then they should be ready to give up everything. Abraham was even ready to give his son. Another number 6, they should rely on God's guidance. Rely on God's guidance. Never rely on human beings, watakuangusha, but rely on God. Then again, they should be wise when dealing with the issues affecting their lives. They should be wise. Abraham didn't tell Sarah, we are going to sacrifice this only son of yours. Kept quiet. Wisdom. So there are some things which you need to keep quiet when you are dealing with them. Wisdom is needed. If Abraham could have said that one, ile nduru Sarah angetoa hapo, nataka kuniulea mtoto. Oh, look at this one, this is the only child I've been waiting and now. But Abraham was so wise and couldn't let that one to be known. It was only him and God. Then again, They should involve family members in worship. Christians should involve family members in worship. When they went to worship God to the mountain, he went with Isaac. That means we should involve the family members in worship. Then again, Christians should rely on God's providence. So, uh, those are the lessons learned. Uh, a Christian learned from that incident where Abraham was willing to sacrifice his son. You can see the point of wisdom. And the joy in sana. Sometimes you need to keep things to yourself. Don't let out the cat to every other person to know your next move. Then, ways in which Christians express their faith in God today. What are we doing now today? You get that question, and then learner number 2C, the question is state 7 ways in which Christians express their faith in God today. One of the ways there is praying to God. Unaamini Mungu. Number 2, giving offering and tithes is another way. Reading the Bible or Bible study, that's another way of demonstrating their faith in God. Preaching the gospel, singing Christian songs, attending fellowships, helping the needy. I know that's in point ya wale wanafunzi, they like that one there. Leading holy life or obeying God's laws. Repenting their sins, partaking sacrament, caring for God's creation, then celebrating Christian festivals. Those are the ways in which Christians express their faith in God today. You can see from what you have mentioned, it was not easy for Abraham and Sarah, but Abraham was doing it and as a process of sacrificing his only son. The examiner may bring a question like the challenges that Christians face while practicing their faith in Kenya today. Like Abraham, that's a challenge of sacrificing only son. Do even Christians go through some challenges as we practice our faith in Kenya today? What are those challenges Christians face while practicing their faith in Kenya today? One, the emergence of the splinter groups within the church. Kanisa siku hizi leo wamekosana, wameenda mlengo hii na mlengo ingine, church imesambaratika, imekata katikati. That is the emergence of the splinter group. Then another one is the emergence of cults. Zimekuwa mingi which are ungodly in the church. It's a challenge, like the Mackenzie thing that we are witnessing in Kenya, the Shakahola thing. That is something that is challenging Christians there. Then the emphasis on materialism by the church. Kanisa mingi sasa ni mambo ya pesa. Naambia tu tume 310. So the emphasis on materialism again is another challenge to Christian there. Lack of role models among leaders. Our leaders in the church are not a role model. The things they are doing there, they're even discouraging other members in the church there. Then in the churches we have the open conflicts between leaders. Wanasomeana hadharani mkiangalia. So it is discouraging members as they practice their faith. Misuse of resources by the leaders is another way. Rise of the state-church conflict. Rise of the state-church conflict. Like during the Constitution referendum, there was a yes and a no. The church was against the Constitution and the people were for the Constitution. Others, they were maybe politicians. So in that case, it's a challenge to the Christian that the rise of the church-state conflict. Watu wengi wa kanisa, they were against that referendum. Then again, a wrong interpretation from the Bible, which is causing confusion. Again, some church leaders not having time for all members, or they discriminate. Then church members can say tuko kwa matajiri, wacha maskini, watafanya nini? So there is that discrimination there. Then negative effect of mass media or science and technology. People rely on science and they don't see the reasons why they should rely on God. Because these days, like the time of Elijah, the drought came for 3.5 years. These days, people cannot wait for that drought. They can do irrigation. Science is solving the problem. So people tend to believe in science and ignore the faith or waiting for God's time. Then again, there's what you call permissiveness or moral decadence among the church members. Permissiveness, it's where we have relaxed our morals. The way things are supposed to be done is not the way it's done today. People are doing the wrong things and now it's becoming the norm of the day. And then we have left them unpunished, and now it has become the trend of the day. Uh, so those are the challenges the Christians go through as they practice their faith in God. Then you get a question like, what are the reasons why Christians should trust in God? Why should we trust in God? Reasons why Christians should trust in God in their daily life. One, God is the creator. Two, is all powerful. Two, God is omnipresent. God is omniscient. Then He is faithful. God is the King. He is a true God. He loves human beings. God is just. He is the protector. Why should we trust in God? You give those attributes of God, they make it to be among the reasons there. But again, today, you realize that Christians are losing faith in God. Give reasons why some Christians have lost faith in God today. We are not really relying on God. One, their prayers are not answered. Two, some Christians suffer while non-Christians prosper. Ni ukweli by the way. Mtu si Mkristo anaendelea, Wakristo ndio wanateseka sana. So some of them have lost faith in God. Then prolonged poverty. Umekatalia kanisani hapo na maskini na kuua. Na so imani yako inapotelea hapo katikati. Then again, there are wrangles in the church leadership. We don't expect to see wrangles in the church. So they are discouraged because of that one. They have lost that faith there. Then bad examples by the church leaders. That's true. Some leaders fail to condemn evils because they compromise those evils there. So could be there. Then job commitment, peer pressure is another reason. Greed for power, among so many other reasons which Christians are not practicing their faith. Then we have God's promises to Abraham. Abraham was promised so many things. State 7 promises God gave to Abraham. Give him a land. Number 2, make Abraham's name famous. Number 3, God could establish an everlasting covenant with Abraham. Then number 4, God could be a shield to Abraham or protect him. Then number 5, God could make Abraham's descendants a great nation. Number 6, God could give Abraham and his wife Sarah a son of their own. Then 7, God could make his descendants to be enslaved for 400 years in a foreign land. Then another promise, he told them he could free them and go back to their land. So those are among the promises which God gave to Abraham. Then when we look again, we have to talk about the covenant, the meaning of covenant, the characteristics, the examples of the covenant we have today. We give a meaning and the characteristics. So don't forget to watch the next video of question number 2 on Abraham. Thank you so much. Subscribe as you wait for part 2 of question 2. Have a nice day. And the one thing I'm asking there is to subscribe so that we can be giving more of the same. Have a nice rest ahead as we wait for part 2 of the same question number 2.